This year's NBA trade deadline was a little bit weird because every single team that seemed to have made a good move and a good trade also made kind of a head-scratching weird one, like the Jazz, like the Raptors. And there's one team that came out of the trade deadline with a clear vision of what they're going to look like in the future in the Charlotte Hornets. They got rid of Terry Rozier. I believe they picked up, who did they pick up? Like a first-round pick or something for him, which is pretty decent. Got rid of Gordon Hayward and got back Trey Mann. They didn't get a first round pick, so I'm not in love with that trade, but at the same time, Trey Mann is a decent player, needed a change of scenery, and did get one. And they tried to get rid of, what's his face, Miles Bridges, the abuser, but the problem with him is that he has a no trade clause, which is confusing because he had a no freedom clause in his contract when he was beating up his girlfriend, but for whatever reason, he was not able to be traded. He's back on the team, and he might be coming back because he has a great connection with LaMelo Ball, but let's look over this team that has been rebuilding for the past 30 years. Although they were kind of in a point where they were trying to compete, but for whatever reason, James Borrego was a bad coach. LaMelo Ball, Gordon Hayward, or Terry Rozier all got injured at the worst time, or their ceiling just wasn't high enough to be a truly competitive team. The core was not good enough, but they still have LaMelo Ball, the superstar, or at least all-star. It's yet to be seen what his true top-end potential is because he's been on the Charlotte Hornets. It's so tough to win with the Charlotte Hornets. You got Kyle Lowry. I mean, he should just retire at this point. Respectfully, earning $30 million this year, way too much. The Heat overpaid for him. They thought he was going to be the one who would be the difference maker. And imagine if they had a Damian Lillard instead of a Kyle Lowry. They probably would have won the championship last year, all things being equal. Trey Mann, coming over from the Thunder, needed a change of scenery. All offense, no defense. He's a tough mid-range shot maker, and that's kind of it right now. I liked his game out of Florida, but he just hasn't developed all that well, and there was too many good guards ahead of him in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Josh Giddey out there on the Thunder. Seth Curry, not to be confused with Steph Curry. He's a defensive liability, three-point marksman, and that's really it. Starting to reach the age of regression where his game is impacted, might be retiring soon. And Vasilije Micic, the oldest rookie in the NBA. You got Nick Smith Jr. out of, it's not Alabama. Where did he play? Arkansas, that's right. He was really fun to watch alongside Anthony Black. A bright, up-and-coming rookie. He's a big shot maker, kind of a Cam Thomas, but he's a little skinny and a little lean. Interesting to see what he turns into. Bryce McGowan's nice two-way guard out of Wisconsin. Just needs to develop his three-point shot, and he can be a decent two-way player, 3-and-D kind of guy. Brandon Miller, the number 2 overall pick, looks to be pretty good. He's been really pouring it in this season, or at least the last 5 or 10 games or so, averaging like 30 points or something. So it's going to be interesting to see what he develops into. Cody Martin, not to be confused with Caleb Martin, has been okay, but he's certainly an upgradable position. And then Miles Bridges. We're just going to go ahead and get rid of him now. We don't need people who beat up women on our team. So respectfully, I'm not the Charlotte Hornets. I'm Professor Airball, and we are going to be getting rid of Miles Bridges. Grant Williams coming over in the trade. Davi Bertans, yuck, and JT Thor. I thought he could be a developable piece, but he just hasn't really turned it around. He hasn't really found his footing in the NBA. And then Nick Richards and Mark Williams, from everything else that's wrong with this team, the center position is really set because Mark Williams has been great. His connection has kind of been Derek Lively to Luka Doncic. LaMelo Ball to Mark Williams has really worked out. Defensive, stalwart. He can rim run. He can jump. He's athletic. He is going to be the center of the future for the team. And Nick Richards is the perfect backup, can moonlight on a reasonable contract, and can come in when Mark Williams needs a break or is hurt. So that is going to be the team. Obviously, we are tanking, and hopefully we will get another top 4 pick. Oh, that's right. I got rid of him. Had to wait for Mark Williams' is an injury to turn off, even though I have injuries off, whatever. LaMelo Ball at the 1, Nick Smith Jr. at the 2, Brandon Miller at the 3, Grant Williams at the 4, Mark Williams at the 5. Cut off the benches, Trey Mann, Bryce McGowan, Nick Richards, JT Thor, and Caleb Martin, not to be confused with Cody Martin. The team for the preseason, or I guess the midseason power rankings, is probably dead last, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah. We are the worst team in the NBA because the Pistons in 2K24 have some good players in Cade Cunningham, Oscar Thompson, Jaden Ivey. The Wizards theoretically have Kyle Kuzma and Tyson. We should be better than the Wizards. The Spurs have Victor Wembanyama, and the Blazers have a whole bunch of players. But the Hornets, I mean, theoretically, their future is bright. I don't care about Kyle Lowry. It's just that it's been bright for so long. LaMelo Ball is their all-star. Can they field a decent team around him for once? Can they build a good roster? And that's what we're going to be doing with this reboot. Luka Doncic wins MVP 35, 9, and 9 on 50, 79, 38 splits. Victor Wembanyama is Rookie of the Year, 20 and 10 for him. Russell Westbrook, 6th Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. Most improved is Jalen Johnson. Maybe. I'll give you a hard maybe on that. Clutch Player of the Year is Stephanie Curry. Coach of the Year is Joe Mazzulla. And Executive of the Year is, who's the guy that's the Thunder GM? I always forget his name, even though he's the smartest, best GM, whatever. All-NBA first team, no, who are we? The Hornets? Yeah, I don't expect the Hornets to have anybody here because the Hornets are a really bad team. Maybe Mark Williams on the defensive team. Brandon Miller certainly could be on the all-rookie second team. That's brutal. Brandon Miller not playing all that well. Obviously, we were a horrible team. 20 and 62. Where did that put us in the Eastern Conference? I'm going to say second to last. There we go. The Wizards do, in fact, fall behind with 16 wins. I don't know why I said it like that. Anyway, we're projected to have the number 3 overall pick. Let's look at the league leader in scoring. It went to MVP Luka Doncic. Rebounds goes to Joel Embiid. And assists goes to Tyrese Halliburton. Steals is Shea Schmilder. Blocks is Victor Wembanyama. And field goal percentages is Daniel Gafford. Interesting. I wonder what kind of pairing he's going to make there on the Dallas Mavericks. Field goal percentages is Bogey. And the 3-point champion is Grayson Allen. Okay, definitely was not expecting that. As for us, I'm sure it's a 2-man show. LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, especially because we got rid of the abusers. So Trey Mann was okay, 10, 2, and 2. Nick Smith Jr., kind of a rough rookie year. Mark Williams, nice, 12, 11. Rebounds went to Mark. Assists, LaMelo. Kyle Lowry somehow got into the game, even though I told him not to. That's frustrating. He started 35 games. Oh, maybe that was for the Heat. Anyway, Kyle Lowry, disgusting. I mean, respectfully, he was one of my favorite plays there on the Raptors when he was playing alongside DeMar, but he's just old and useless at this point, undersized, can't really produce, has no offensive consistency anymore. He won his ring, time to retire with all that money in your pocket. 3-point percentages, they're pretty good outside of Trey Mann. I don't like his 30% from 3. JT Thor, 29%. David Bertans is here. It's just, this team has a lot of growing to do, a lot of overcoming. As for team stats, we are second to last offensively. We are fourth to last defensively, giving us a negative 10.8 point differential, a worst in the NBA. That's pretty brutal. 26 field goal percentages, 3-point percentages, 25th. You know, I think that means there's nowhere to go but up with this team. So we'll just simulate through the playoffs. Obviously, we're not in them because we're the 3rd worst team in the NBA, but we do have a high draft pick in this mediocre draft class. Luka Doncic, Western Conference Finals MVP. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And I don't know about the Mavericks, but this is certainly an NBA Finals matchup that we could see. Battle of, Greece versus Slovenia. And Luka gets gentleman swept. Damian Lillard finally gets the monkey off his back. A 40-point average for Finals MVP. That would be nuts if that's what happened. Player retirements, Udonis Haslem, I think he's retired. Rudy Gay, Al Horford. I don't know how Al does it, but he continues to play well. He's almost as old as LeBron James. Brooke Lopez, George Hill, Jeff Green, Taj. Staff retirements is Greg Popovich. That's not going to happen. But okay, he just signed a 5-year, $100 million deal. Are any of these rules fun? No. And, wait, no. Draft lottery. So this is where it's our time to shine. We want the number 3 overall pick, lottery protected. Somehow the Spurs have it. I don't know how or why. So can I just skip through all this? I don't need all the animate, whatever. This is going to take forever. We end up with the number 5 pick. That is the worst possible outcome of the lottery. The NBA is rigged. That's all I can say. Steve Clifford, he's a decent coach because we're a small market team. I'm not going to go after anybody like James Borrego. I'm not going to sign anybody immediately. I think we need at least 1 year development. Then we'll be a competitive team. But let's look at the draft combine. The fast men of the class is DJ Wagner and Gardiel. Most agile is Gardiel and Trey Alexander, Ryan Dunn, and Tyrese Proctor. Highest vertical is Terrence Shannon Jr. and Trayvon Braziel. Highest bench press is Clifford Omarui and Zach Edey. And best shot 3-pointer, Dalton Nevitt. Never heard of that. And Tyler Coloco. Who should we target in this draft? Obviously, we want a wing player, small forward, power forward, shooting guard. Any of those will be satisfactory to us. It's just who's going to be available to us at pick number 5. Ron Holland, Jacoby Walter, Matt Buzelis. I think I'm going to target Matt Buzelis at a high school. He's going to be our target player. The San Antonio Spurs, back-to-back years, #1 overall team in the NBA, pick up Stephen Cassell, their point guard of the future. The Stephen Cassell to Victor Wembanyama connection is going to be tough. As for the #2 overall pick to the Wizards, it's going to go Alexander Sarr. And it seems like the mock drafts are starting to go as expected. Isaiah Collier probably going to go next, or might not go at all. He seems to be a pretty good point guard, but unfortunately we just don't need point guard, and I really want Matt Buzelis. So I may trade up with the Thunder, 1 pick just to secure our guy. Jacoby Walter does go. I don't think he was predicted. So the Thunder take Guardiol, another guard, which leaves Ron Holland, who unfortunately, I was looking at the potential here. It's only a B-. So even though he was normally the best player in the class, I'm going to go with Matt Buzelis, because even though it says he has lower potential here, it says he has A+ potential, and I will be taking him. I'm trusting our scouts. Hopefully we did not pick a bust. And apparently we have another pick as well. I don't know who it is. Do we have anybody scouted this far down? No. Trade this away for 2 seconds in the future, and the last pick of the draft is Arthur Kaluma, and that concludes the 2024 draft. So it'd be interesting to see if we made the wrong choice. Ron Holland is going there at 8th. We picked up Matt Buzelis, a whole bunch of good guards. This draft class is going to be weird because there's no really true standout player. So it's kind of tough after Victor Wembanyama going as like the greatest prospect in the history of basketball. This year is a little bit less, but let's go ahead and see if we can tackle free agency, pick up some interesting players. This is the LeBron James, Paul George year. I'm wondering if we could take LeBron for 1 year. No, the Lakers want him. Let's go ahead and shed some salary. We have a whole bunch of players that I just don't want right now. Sending away Kyle Lowry, Seth Curry, Vasilij Micic in 2 seconds for 3 Laker first-round picks. They're going to be giving me Maxwell Lewis. I mean, that's fine. He's a second-round pick, not really relevant. Who else needs to go? Cody Martin, not to be confused with Caleb Martin. He'll be a good player for this team in the long term. The problem is in 2K, he's earning $8 million, 28 years old, reach age of regression, 75 overall. He's only going to get worse. So we'll dump him and like Grant Williams. And there we go. They're all going to the Philadelphia 76ers. So the cleaned out roster looks like this. LaMelo Ball, Trey Mann. The point guard position is set, and so is the center position. So we just need wing players now. Nick Smith Jr., hopefully he develops. Hopefully so does Bryce McGowan's. Brandon Miller's going to be fine. Matt Buzelis and JT Thor. Theoretically, we're set at every position. I want to know, he doesn't want to join our team. Obviously, LeBron James has no interest in joining the Charlotte LaMelo Balls. I'm looking for somebody on like a 1-year deal, you know? Like if we can get Spicy P for a year, is that the move? All right, let's look at the salary issue. So LaMelo Ball is earning Supermax. That's fine. Brandon Miller has another 2-3 years of team control. Matt Buzelis, 4 years of team control. Nick Richards on a decent contract. Trey Mann is going to be up next season for a contract extension. Mark Williams has a year. Nick Smith Jr., Bryce McGowan. So I think we could do that. I think we can get 1 year of Spicy P. Maybe I'll try to get Tyrese Maxey, although he's probably not going to join. And yeah, there's nobody really else that I want in this draft class. Maybe OG Anunoby, but I just don't want to pay him $30 million. And we'll try to target next year's draft class. That's the Giannis Antetokounmpo. Nope, Giannis isn't in it. That's the Jason Tatum free agent class. So let's go Tyrese Maxey for 1 year. Obviously, he's not going to accept that. And then we'll go Spicy P 1 year. We'll see if Tyrese Maxey actually wants to do that. He's going to reject. Pascal Siakam. Oh, no. Did I screw this up? Did I screw it up? I may have screwed it up because now Pascal Siakam is earning a Supermax oof from the Pacers. Yeah, I did a oopsie doopsie. I apologize. You know, screw it. We're going to save our money. I don't even care. I'm not going to sign anybody. We're just going to let everybody walk. Everybody do whatever they want because it will take OG Anunoby for 1 year. OG, you want to join our team for 1 year? I'll give you way too much money. I'll give you $41.96 million. And there we go. We get OG Anunoby as depth. Kind of weird. Especially because the Knicks didn't re-sign him. Anyway, LeBron James going back to Lakers. Paul George going back to the Clippers. Tyrese Maxey back on the 76ers for that 1 year deal. May work out for us. Spicy P, unfortunately, to the Pistons on a big deal. James Harden to the Raptors not a big deal. Drew Holiday back on the Celtics. Nick Claxton Nets. Tobias Harris 76ers. OG Anunoby to us, and the Magic pick up Jalen Duren, which is weird because he's over. Anyway, this is where it's going to be important for us. For player progression, LaMelo Ball up to an 89, almost a 90. You got Brandon Miller up to an 83. Not quite the development I'd like to see. Mark Williams up to an 83. OG Anunoby going to hold steady here at an 83. Nick Richards holding it at 78. Trey Mann up to a 77. Matt Buzelis isn't developing yet. Nick Smith Jr. only up to a 74. That's a little point of concern. So is Bryce McGowan's only up to a 73. JT Thor only up to a 73 as well. So we obviously still have another year to go of development, of progression, but we've cleared out the roster. We've cleared out all the contracts that we don't need. And next year, we're going to both make a push in free agency and make a push in the draft class. So the 9-man rotation going to look something like this. LaMelo Ball, Nick Smith Jr., Brandon Miller, Matt Buzelis, Mark Williams, OG Anunoby, Nick Richards, Trey Mann, right? Trey Mann, not Terrence Mann. Terrence Mann's on the Clippers. JT Thor, and you know what? We'll go 10 deep and make sure Bryce McGowan gets some minutes as well. Preseason power rankings, I'm hoping middle of the pack. I'm looking for kind of a 10th seed in the East, and then next year we're going to launch 20th for 2K Sports and 20th for Eric Boner as well. You know what? That's about as good as I could hope for. Stopping at the trade deadline, and because this game is still broken, there's no all-star selection because of the play-in tournament. This is this whole thing. Anyway, the all-star voting is Luka Doncic, Shea Schmelishmander. Is there a better screen? I think it's this one, yeah. So the Western, nope. Here it is. The Western All-Stars is Luka Doncic, Shea Schmelishmander, Nikola Jokic, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, John Morant, Zion Williamson, Kevin Durant, Domantas Sabonis, Victor Wembanyama, and Stephanie Curry. For the East is Tyrese Halliburton, Trae Young, Joel Embiid, Giannis, Jason Tatum, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Buckets, Evan Mobley, Bam Adebayo, and Tyrese Maxey. I wish they would fix the screen so I could see the voting and actually participate in the voting, but you know what? It's okay. We are 29-21 right now. 4th in the East. Not a bad comeback or come up from second worst team in the East. I like the team. I don't think we're going to be competitive just yet, but LaMelo Ball is a glitch in simulation. Does anybody want a $41 million expiring contract for OG Anunoby and is going to give me something worthwhile? I paid him way too much money, so it's probably not worth it. Wow. Do I want James Wiseman and Luguentz Dortz? No. Brad Beal, Devin Vassell, he's earning way too much money. Fred VanVleet, James Harden, MPJ, Ben Simmons. Oh, well, let me just turn it around for Benjamin freaking Simmons. Yeah, none of these trades. Ooh, Kawhi? Interesting. But he's the oldest 33-year-old in the history of the NBA, so no, I'm not going to do that trade. Anyway, let's look at the league leader in scoring. It's currently Luka Doncic. Rebounds is Evan Mobley. And assist is Tyrese Halliburton. Steals is Shea Schmelishmander. Blocks is Blocker Kessler. And field goal percentages is Zion Williamson. The champion is Mike Conley on the 76ers. The three-point king is currently Buddy Hield on the Grizzlies. I don't think we're going to do anything dramatic. Just need to continue to see development. Trey Mann's playing a little better. Matt Buzelis having a good rookie season. OG Anunoby, great depth. Nick Smith Jr. needs to improve. Mark Williams, we'll see. He's an 84 overall 23-year-old center, but I'm not sure if I'm content with him at the starting center position just yet. I don't think we're going to make any trades, so I'll see you at the postseason. Let's see if we can go on a little bit of a playoff run. Luka Doncic winning back-to-back MVPs, averaging a triple-double, 33, 10, and 11 because he's simply the best player in the NBA. Yeah. Alexander Sarr wins Rookie of the Year for the Wizards, 15 and 10 for him. Cam Thomas, 6th Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. Amen Thompson, Most Improved, 10, 5, and 6? Up from 7, 5, and 4. I don't think so, 2K, unfortunately. Clutch Player of the Year is Devin Booker. Mark Daigneault does win Coach of the Year as John Murphy wins Executive of the Year for the Thunder. I should look up his name so I sound smart. Anyway, the Charlotte Hornets have nobody on the All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team. LaMelo Ball does make the All-NBA 13, playing up to a 92 overall. And nobody in the All-Defensive teams. And Matt Buzelis does make the All-Rookie first team at a 79 overall. Not too bad. I'm pretty content with that. We finished 4th in the East, 45 and 37. So, let's see, we're above 500. I think that's the first time that's happened in a while. We're a top 4 seeding with home court advantage in the NBA. You know what? I'm pretty content with this season as a bounce back here from the second worst team in the Eastern Conference. Luka Doncic leading the NBA in scoring, rebounds is Evan Mobley, and assists is Tyrese Halliburton. Steals is Shea Schmilder, blocks is Blocker Kessler, and field goal percentages is Zion Williamson. The champion is still Mike Conley, and the three-point king is Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Also known as KCP. How do we do? 23, 5, and 8 for LaMelo Ball. Good stats. I like it more when his scoring is down because that means that he doesn't have to do everything for this team. Brandon Miller only scoring 15 points a night is a little frustrating. Matt Buzelis had a great rookie year, 13, 6, and 4. Trey Mann, great off the bench at 12, 2, 12, 3, and 3. OG Anunoby was fine. Nick Smith Jr. was fine. Mark Williams was fine. And then the deep bench was not really good. Bryce McGowan's JT Thor continuing to not really develop all that well. Rebounds not great. Assists not great. You know what I mean? How's our three-point shooting? LaMelo Ball, 37.8%. Nick Smith Jr., 31%. That is disappointing. Brandon Miller, though, 44% sharp shooter. Trey Mann, 34. Matt Buzelis, 34. OG, 39. Bryce McGowan's JT Thor. Yeah, it's certainly an interesting team. We're not championship worthy yet, but we're getting there. The points per game for team stats, we are 12th at 116.2. Defensively, we are, I guess, 12th again at 114.5, giving us a 1.7 point differential, a positive point differential after being the worst team in the NBA last year. You know what? I'll take it. Field goal percentages, we are 20th. That's not what you want to see, but 3-point percentages, we're a little better at 14th. So we're basically a mediocre team right now, which isn't the worst thing in the world. You just like us to be a little bit better. Let's go ahead and shrink the rotations to like an 8-man rotation. So LaMelo, Nick Smith, Brandon Miller is going to be starting over OG. I'm sorry. Something like that. And let's see if we can take out the Magic and advance out of the first round for the first time in a long time for the franchise. LaMelo Ball, great games, 32, 5, and 9. Matt Buzelis, 21. Brandon Miller, 16, as we win by 10. Cole Anthony, 20. Paulo Banchero, 18, 7, 6, 3, 2, 2. Jalen Duren, 16 and 10. Franz Wagner, 12, as we win game 1. Game 2, we lose, tied up at 1-1. Now we're down 2-1. Now we're down 3-1. Paulo Banchero, they don't have a single 20-point per game scorer. Just balance. What happened to us? Matt Buzelis was great. LaMelo Ball was mediocre. Mark Williams bad. Brandon Miller disappointing. Nick Richards shot way too much. Why does he have 10 shots? Nick Smith Jr. 2 of 9. Bryce McGowan's 2 of 4. Trey Mann 0 of 10. Yikes. Wow. We're gonna get gentlemen swept as we have officially been eliminated. I don't care. We got eliminated. I don't care what the rotation and roster is from the first round. Another disappointing exit for the Charlotte LaMelo Balls. Nikola Jokic, Western Conference Finals MVP. Tyrese Halliburton, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Pacers Nuggets. You know, about 5 years ago, I never would have predicted this as an NBA Finals, so good for them. The Pacers have won their first championship in a long time. Tyrese Halliburton, NBA Finals MVP. Now it's time for us to step the hell up. LeBron James is retiring. DeAndre Jordan, Nick Batum, Kevin Love. Derrick Rose, Danilo Gallinari. Okay, staff retirements. Any of these guys that we know. Vitaly Potapenko. And of course, LeBron James going to the Hall of Fame. Gonna get his jersey retired. So is Klay Thompson. So is Draymond Green. So is Blake Griffin. It looks like the Warriors dynasty is now over. Are any of these rules fun? I'll add 13 players. I'm fine with that. Violations in the key when instated will be called after 5 seconds. You know, I like that too. That's fun. Anyways, onto the draft lottery. We have the Lakers pick. Are we anywhere via Toronto? So we have the number 8 projected pick. And let's see where we fall. We have number 4 again. So we finished with a better pick when it was somebody else's at pick 8 and when it was ours at pick 4 or at pick 3. Okay, game. Okay, game. And now it's time to say thank you, Steve Clifford, but you need to be fired. Is there somebody better that we could go after? Jason Kidd, Joe Mazzulla, Jock Vaughn, Ty Lue, Frank Vogel. Yeah, let's move on from Steve Clifford. And I believe we have $5 million, which isn't enough to go after a major contributor. But I'm going to try anyway. Joe Mazzulla just wants nothing to do with us. If I dump defense, will I have enough money to get a decent head coach or no? 6.38, that's just not enough. Does anybody want to sign with us? Ty Lue, Joe Mazzulla, Frank Vogel, none of them do. Who else can we try to go after? Because even though we fired Steve Clifford, nobody wants to join our team. Will Hardy, even though he was really bad for us in the franchise mode. All right, does anybody want to sign with us? Rejected. Frank Vogel. Rejected. Ty Lue. Rejected. Joe Mazzulla. And going to be rejected, Will Hardy. So I think, unfortunately, because we have to do this every single time, I have to sign Mike Stauffer. I don't want to. But, like, there's nothing else that I can do because everybody's going to reject it. So we'll sign Mike Stauffer in the regular season. Frustrating, I know. NBA Draft Combine, the fastest man of the class is John Washington and Lloyd Webber. Most agile is John Washington and D. Bender and Joshua Cunningham. Most highest vertical is Teresa Jones. Teresa Jones. Interesting. Desmond Madison and Walt Meyer. Highest bench press is Craig Long and Francis Atkins. How long is Craig Long? 7 foot. You know, that's fair. He's a long man. Pause. Best shot three-pointer, Darius Knox, Todd McNeil, Guy Leonard, Teresa Kemp, Sasha Zovanic. Slovenia. Fair. Let's take a look. So what draft picks do we have and who should we be targeting? We have the number 4 overall pick. We have the number 20 overall pick. So theoretically, we could trade up probably to number 1 if I'm being completely honest. But is there anybody worth drafting? To be honest, the only guy looking even worthwhile is Clay Drew, projected number 1 overall pick. We move him up to the 2. Says he's a slasher, playmaker. I'm just going to trade up for the number 1 overall pick. I had to give up every first round pick possible, but we moved up from 4 to 1, and we will be taking Clay Drew, the 79 overall Hall of Fame potential number 1 player out of Virginia Tech, moving him up to the 2. He's going to take over Nick Smith Jr.'s place. Number 2 to the Bulls goes Irving Whitney out of South Carolina. Thought about him, but just did not take him. Darius Knox out of Wisconsin goes number 3. Gustavo Nunali, number 4. From Argentina, and number 5 to the Thunder goes Alfred Henderson. We got the best player in the class. We got the highest potential player in the class. And yeah, you know what? I'm pretty content with that. Clay Drew, number 1 overall pick, joining the team. Everybody coming back on their contracts. Qualifying offers, Jacob Gilliard, no. Trey Mann, yes. And as mentioned, this is the Jason Tatum draft class. I don't expect we'll be able to go out and sign him. We need to shed some salary if we even want to throw him an offer. Who can go? If we dump Nick Richards for a first-round pick that looks to be really valuable, I can at least make an offer to Jason Tatum, and that's better than nothing. So we'll go ahead and try. And then, I mean, I don't know. Are any of these players really someone that I want? Maybe Tyrese Maxey, Scott Barnes. Obviously, we can't sign. Jamal Murray, Cade Cunningham would be fun, but no. So Jason Tatum's the only one that I actually want. We're probably not going to get him, but we'll go ahead and see. And he wants to join us? Really? Can we keep Trey Mann as well? We can? Jason Tatum, are you going to be joining us? Oh my God. We have Jason Tatum and LaMelo Ball. We have formed a lethal duo with a whole bunch of top draft picks. We have our team of the future. So LaMelo Ball, Trey Mann, Clay Drew, Nick Smith Jr., Bryce McGowens, Brandon Miller, Jason Tatum, Matt Buzelis, JT Thor. What a team, what a team. And Mark Williams. We have too many good players now. The Charlotte Hornets officially have too many. You want $20 million, Trey Mann? Are you kidding me? Like, do you know who you are? You'll get maybe 5 in real life. I mean, we'll give him the contract because it's 2K, but yikes. And that is going to be the team. So LaMelo Ball, Trey Mann, Nick Smith Jr., Clay Drew, Bryce McGowens, Brandon Miller, Jason Tatum, Matt Buzelis, JT Thor, and Mark Williams is going to be the 10-man rotation. We signed Jason Tatum. He came to a small market. He came to the Hornets and said, "You're going to win me my championship." Donovan Mitchell went back to the Cavs. Jimmy Buckets back on the Heat. Tyrese Maxey to the 76ers. Scott Barnes to the Raptors. Evan Mobley to the Warriors. If I've known that, we would have gone after Evan Mobley. I want to sign him. Cade Cunningham to the Pistons. Alperen Şengün to the Rockets. Jamal Murray to the Wizards. Gross. And Chris Middleton to the Magic. Gross. You know what? I think this is our year to shine. We're going to sign Mike Stauffer. We're developing LaMelo Ball up to a 91. Brand Miller up to an 86. Mark Williams up to an 84. Clay Drew already up to an 81. Trey Mann up to an 80. Matt Buzelis up to a 79. Nick Smith Jr. is developing. Bryce McGowens. The only person who isn't developing is JT Thor, which is a little sad. I was hoping that he would give us something, contribute anything to winning basketball games, and it looks like he is not. Mike Stauffer is on our team, and we still don't have enough money to sign him. I don't. 2K is funny, man. I don't have any more money, Mike. Can you please just sign? CFO, goodbye. Assistant GM, gone. Just sign with us. I literally have no more money to give you. Everybody is gone. There's not a single staff member left. Can you sign, Mike? He still doesn't want to sign! Okay, Warren Manis is going to be our head coach, and I don't care. Somebody else handle all the fruit. It's so... You know what? The 9-man rotation is going to look something like this. LaMelo Ball, Clay Drew, Brandon Miller, Jason Tatum, Mark Williams, Trey Mann, Matt Buzelis, Nick Smith Jr., Bryce McGowan's, JT Thor not earning any minutes. I already simulated a few games, so the official week 1 power rankings are 8th for 2K Sports and Eric Boner. We're a good team. We just don't have a head coach because they refuse to, go to Charlotte, and that's fair. Jason Tatum is out of his mind for signing with us, but you know what? We took advantage, and we're going to win. For the Eastern All-Stars is Tyrese Halliburton, Tyrese Maxey, Giannis, Joel Embiid, and our boy Jason Tatum, Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Scott Barnes, Jimmy Buckets, Paulo Banchero, and LaMelo Ball, and Jarrett Allen. We have 2 representatives out of the East. For the West is Luka Doncic, Shea Milton, Mel Smith, Nikola Jokic, Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Davis, John Morant, Stephanie Curry, Zion Williamson, Chet Holmgren, Alperen Şengün, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, and Karl Towns. We are 2nd best. It's funny, the Pistons were one of the worst teams in the NBA. We were one of the worst teams in the NBA. Now the Pistons are one of the best teams in the NBA, and we are one of the best teams in the NBA. They did it without making any moves. They just developed, Pascal Siakam. That's fair. Although they need shooting, so Pascal would not fit well on this team. Corey Kispert, how did they get the best player in the NBA? And looking at the West, it's still the Thunder. The Warriors? Josh Giddey, mate, Franz Wagner, Evan Mobley. How did they get everybody from the 2021 draft class? Are you kidding me? That's interesting. Yeah, they just magically put together an incredible team. Interesting. Anyway, looking at the league leader in scoring, once again, Luka Doncic, because he's the best player in the NBA, the greatest thing that's ever happened to the game of basketball. Rebounds, Jarrett Allen. Assists, Tyrese Halliburton. Steals, Dyson Daniels. I was not expecting that. Blocks is Blocker Kessler, and field goal percentages is Jalen Duren. Free throw champion is Mike Conley, who has not missed a free throw, and the 3-point king is Malik Beasley. Okay, how are we doing? Jason Tatum, incredible, obviously. LaMelo Ball, great. Brandon Miller, improving. Clay Drew, good. Matt Buzelis, not great. Clay Drew's been better than him, but you know what? That's because Matt Buzelis is now, I guess, a bench warmer. I'm content with this team. I'm not going to make any trades. Let's just go see if we can win a championship. Luka Doncic wins back-to-back-to-back NBA MVPs, 33, 9, and 9. Clay Drew does win Rookie of the Year. You'll love to see that. Isaiah Collier, 6th Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. Julian Strawther, Most Improved. Luka Doncic, Clutch Player of the Year. Mark Dagnall, Coach of the Year. And we still do not win Executive of the Year because we are not the best team in the NBA. No, we should be. Even though we have nobody in the All-NBA teams. And nobody on the All-Defensive teams. And Clay Drew, of course, on the All-Rookie team. But that's it. That man's name is Cloud. Anyway, we were the best team in the Eastern Conference. We should have won something. Come on now. 59 and 23. 2nd best team because the Oklahoma City Thunder are glitches. League leader in scoring is still Luka. Just whatever. Rebounds is Jarrett Allen. Assist is Tyrese Halliburton. Steals is Shea Milton. Blocks is Blocker Kessler. And field goal percentages is Jalen. For the champion is still Mike Conley. I don't know how. And the 3-point king is still Malik Beasley. How are we looking? Obviously, we didn't make any notable changes, so I'm good with the team. But for our team stats, we were 5th offensively. Thought we'd be a little better. Defensively, we're 3rd. Give us a 9.1 point differential. 2nd. So I think we're still 1 year away from being a dominant team. But we're incredible still. We were the best team in the East. So 7th in field goal percentages. 3-point percentages 1st. That's what I love to see as we are currently the 1 seed. Let's see if we can get out of the first round. Taking on the 76ers. Taking on Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. Isaiah Hartenstein's up to an 81. Interesting. Our old friend Grant Williams. How is Isaiah Hartenstein? I mean, I guess he's been playing well. Anyway, we win game 1. Jason Tatum, 29 and 11. LaMelo Ball, 18, 7, and 12. Matt Buzelis, 14, As for them, Tyrese Maxey 34, but Joel Embiid only 17 and 12. He got outplayed by Mark Williams as we're up 2-0. We're up 3-0, and we finally up 3-1, and we finally I don't know why you keep doing this. I don't care about the 14-man rotation at like the second round of the playoffs. Game. Take it on the Orlando Magic. Cole Anthony, Jalen Green? Man, 2K free agency is wild. Chris Middleton, Paulo Banchero, Jalen Duren, Naz Reid. Like, okay, so what players shouldn't be on the Magic right now? Jalen Green, Chris Middleton, possibly. Jalen Duren, Naz Reid, probably. That's at least 3 players of their starting 6 that shouldn't be on the team. Anyway, we're going to win, right? No, we lose. Damn. Jason Tatum had an okay game. Every player on the team scored over 10 points, but we just didn't lock them down defensively because every player on their team scored over 14. It was a really high scoring affair, but we lost. Tied up the series at wannabes. Up 2-1. Up 3-1. Paulo Banchero dropped 35. Naz Reid 23. Cole Anthony 21. Jalen Green 18. Jalen Duren 17 and 10. And we won by 1 point, 134-133 because Jason Tatum 35 and 11. LaMelo Ball 19. Nick Smith Jr. 19 points in 21 minutes. Good for him. 18, 16, and 11 for Mark Williams. Clay Drew. Interesting as we 4-1 sweep. 1 versus 2 OKC Thunder versus the Memphis Grizzlies. 1 versus 2 Charlotte LaMelo Balls versus the Detroit Pistons. Let's see if we can take them out. Cade Cunningham 90. Jaden Ivey 86. Oscar Thompson 87. Pascal Siakam 88. Culware 73. Marcus Sasser up to an 82. Wow. Quentin Grimes up to an 81. Isaiah Stewart. Corey freaking Kispert, best player in the NBA. Malik Beasley, best shooter in the NBA. Omer Yurtseven. Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. If we lose, I won't be surprised, but if we win, neither will I because Jason Tatum 31, 7, 7, and 1. LaMelo Ball 23, 6, and 5. The rest of the team was okay. As for them, they just couldn't score. We're better than they are. Come on, team. Let's win, baby. Win. Get to a championship. 4-1 sweep. Gentleman sweep. Yet again, Shea Schmilder was Drew Griffiths Finals MVP. LaMelo Ball is Drew Griffiths Finals MVP. As we have 4-1, 4-1, 4-1. And they have 4-1, 4-1, 4-0'd. Not a competitive bunch of games. But here we are taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Remember, they don't have Josh Giddey. They have Casey Wallace, Lou Gins, Dortz, Jalen Williams up to an 87, and Chet Holmgren, and Isaiah Collier, and Clint Capella, and James Wiseman, and our old friend Nick Richards, and Andre Drummond. Do you have enough centers? They're an all shooting guard and all center team because Shea's more of a 2. Casey Wallace is a 2. Lugan Stort is a 2. Jalen Williams could be a 3, but he's kind of a 2. Chet Holmgren's a 5. Isaiah Collier's I guess he's a point guard. Clint Capella, center. James Wiseman, center. Nick Richards, center. Andre Drummond, center. Gardial, point guard. Ousmane Dieng is their forward, finally, and he's like their 12th man. Anyway, talking about nothing. We win game 1. Technically, they're better than us, but they could not score beyond Shea Schmilder, 46 and 7. Chet, 15 and 4. That was it. How do we do? Balanced effort. Jason Tatum, 23, 7 to 4. LaMelo Ball, 18, 6 and 11. Mark Williams, 16 and 17. And we just have depth. We can't play offense. We can't play defense, but we lose games. Oh my gosh, we're down 2-1. 2-2. And you know what? We're going to have to hop into Simcast here and see how this goes. They have the home court advantage. We are looking to be, we're the worst team. So we're looking to upset them as we're losing tremendously here. 20-point game here in the fourth quarter. No lead to save in 2K24, but this one certainly was 142-112. Now we're down 3-2. Got to defend home court. Let's see if we can force a game 7. We're losing here in the first quarter, losing here in the second quarter, going into halftime, back and forth game, third quarter, back and forth game, fourth quarter. If it's close, I'll hop in, but it looks like they're going to walk away victors as we come up just a little bit short because we are not the Oklahoma City Thunder. Still close enough. 4-point game, 2 minutes left, 5-point game, 8-point game. Yeah, that's all she wrote. We are NBA losers because the Thunder, I mean, they could lose half their team and they'll still be better than the most franchises because of just the amount of draft talent that they have. It's brutal. So once again, another year of losing. But we did make it to the finals. We're kind of like the Celtics. So we just need to make one more move and put us over the top. Ironically, we have Jason Tatum. Staff retirements, Tom Thibodeau. Nobody else really interesting. Hall of Fame inductees is Cliff Paul and Russell Westbrook. Jersey retirements is Cliff Paul and Russell Westbrook. Are any of these rules fun? Players will be awarded 2 free throws when fouled on a 3-point attempt. That feels like that would be too opportunistic for teams to be abusive to 3-point shooters. I don't want to incentivize fouling. Anyway, the draft lottery, it looks like we have projected #1 overall pick via the Clippers and projected #8 overall pick via the Lakers. LA, stand up. And we fall to 5 again and 9. Just the 2K simulation gods hate us. That's all it is. Will Mike Stauffer sign with me, please? All right, I'm going to do this one more time. I'm firing everybody. Somebody sign with me. Every single coach rejected us except JB Bickerstaff. Well, you know what? We have an NBA caliber coach. I'm not even going to bother trying to sign anybody else. There you go. That's going to be our head coach of the future because, oh boy. The fast man of the class is Jamal Adrian, Lee Rollins, Lenny Fleming, Tim Whitehead. Most agile is Jamal Adrian, Dante Samuels, Tim Whitehead, Alan Matthews, Darius Freeman, Percy Bird, Eldon Armstrong. Highest vertical is Austin McCarthy, and I can't even, whatever, man. Bench press is Gilbert Patton and Don L. Griffith, and best shot 3-pointer. Lee Rollins, Art Hunter, Reggie Cotton, and Jamal Adrian. Is there anyone in this draft class worthwhile? There's one player with A+ potential who's a C overall player, so we're just going to go ahead and trade some of this away. Is it worth trying to get better at any position? Not really. I'm just going to trade the draft picks away for future drafts. #1 overall to the Orlando Magic goes Carlton Barry Carroll. #2 to the Cavaliers goes Trent Nance out of West Virginia. 3 goes Allen Get Low. 4 goes Duran Fraser. And #5 goes Arifakio. Are they any good? Carlton Barry Carroll looks okay. What is his potential though? I just didn't see anybody with worthwhile potential. A+. Well, maybe we should have drafted him. Maybe I drafted poorly. But you know what? We made it to the finals. We got a good team. We just need one more year of development. We need everybody to come back, and we need to win, baby, win. Can I go sign Luka Doncic? I can't. Let's give Mark Williams $30 million to do nothing but rim run. I'm not going to sign anybody. I think we may be able to do a big mid-level exception once the season starts. So I'm just going to go ahead and simulate like 5 days, I guess. See where everybody wants to sign, if they want to sign, when they want to sign. Why does nobody want De'Aaron Fox? He's an MVP caliber player. He's asking for $50 million. Well, that's probably why. Luka Doncic back on the Mavericks. Chet Holmgren back on the Thunder. Stephanie Curry back on the Warriors for one more year. Kevin Durant to the Spurs. That'll be fun. Paul Banchero back on the Magic. Shaedon Sharpe back to the Blazers. Jalen Brunson to the Lakers. He's going from New York to La. Kyrie Irving back on the Mavs. Mikal Bridges back on the Nets. And Keegan Murray back to the Kings. How are we doing after another year of player progression? Jason Tatum, 95. LaMelo Ball, 91. Brandon Miller, only up to an 87. So he hasn't really developed all that well for us. Clay Drew, though, up 5 overalls. What a stud. Mark Williams, Matt Buzelis is okay, up to an 83. Nick Smith Jr. up to an 80. Trey Mann, JT Thor, and Bryce McGowens. We're going to need to improve from them. So we'll see who's available to us in the mid-level exception market. Right here. Right here. Right here, right here, right here. Just waiting to see. That's the wrong button. And yeah, so like a Miles Turner is here at an 85 overall. Can I get Tari Eason? Mid-level exception? Yeah. Tari Eason is certainly that dude who's going to be the wing player for us. So LaMelo Ball, Clay Drew, Brandon Miller, Jason Tatum, Mark Williams, Tari Eason, Matt Buzelis, Trey Mann, Nick Smith Jr. We have an all 80s roster. We have 2 90 overalls. We have a bunch of good young players, a bunch of good veteran players, and this should be the team that's going to win us everything. We are 3rd for the power rankings, behind the Spurs, who have Kevin Durant down to a 92, and Stephen Gazelle, they're a good team, and the Thunder, who beat us. Oof. And look at that, our man Jason Tatum wins MVP. Irving Whitney wins Rookie of the Year. Was he the #1 overall pick? He wasn't. Okay, Isaiah Collier, 6th man of the year, defensive player of the year is Victor Wembanyama. Bronny James, most improved. Okay, clutch player of the year is Donovan Mitchell. JB Bickerstaff, coach of the year with the perfect record, 69-13, 99 overall. Charlotte Hornets, and we don't even win executive of the year. Screw me. Jason Tatum, all NBA first team. LaMelo Ball is on the 3rd team defensively. Nobody, and we had no rookies. But you know what? We're the best damn team in the NBA. How do we do statistically? Jason Tatum, still a scoring machine. LaMelo Ball was great. Clay Drew, great pickup, 88 overall. Tari Eason was strong. Brandon Miller's been the most disappointing. If we don't win this year, I would think about trading him away. Matt Buzzles is okay. The rest of the team is solid. As for the league leader, that's just the wrong button. So, like, why would it not save this button, not save that button, and then it goes, oh, do you want to save this one? No, I want the league leader in scoring is Anthony Edwards. Rebounds is Jalen Duren, and assist is Ja Moore, and steal is Shea Smiljish, Mellish Manor. Blocks is Chet Holmgren, and field goal percentages is Zion Williamson. Free throw champion is Malachi Branham. Okay, and the 3-point king is D Book. Team stats. We were number 1 offensively, number 2 defensively, giving us an 18.5 point differential. Now, normally, when you look at an 18.5 point differential, that means every single game that you play, you are probably going to win by 18 points. That is remarkable, incredible, and probably going to blow away every single team ever. But the Spurs are 14 and the Thunder are 12. Super teams. You know what they are. They have Victor Wembanyama and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We're number 1 at 3-point shooting, number 1 field goal percentages. Let's go win a damn championship. I'm sick of losing. Once again, taking on the 8 seed 76ers, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. That's it. We beat them once. We can do it again, and we lose. LaMelo Ball, 24. Brandon Miller, 21. Tyrese Maxey, 21. We need to shrink the rotation. That's why. Who's going to be cut out? Who's the odd man out? Nick Smith Jr. or Trey Mann, I guess. Yeah. 8-man rotation. Who's going to get left off the roster? It is Trey Mann. So Nick Smith Jr., 82 overall, outplays Trey Mann. Let's see if that'll be the difference between us winning and us losing. We win. Game 2. We win. Game 3. We win. Game 4. Tyrese Maxey, 26. Joel Embiid, 26. Jalen Bridges? 2nd round pick? 19 points for him. Who are these names? Tijuan Saloon. Freaking Frenchie. LaMelo Ball, 36, 6, and 2. Mark Williams, 21 and 16. Jason Tatum, only 19. But you know what? We win. And a win is a win. Is a win is a win. As we advance 4-1 now to take on the Toronto Raptors. Davion Mitchell, Jacoby Walter, RJ Barrett, Scott Barnes, Jakob Poeltl. I think they're not really a good team, and I think we're going to sweep them. Win game 1. Brandon Miller dropped 37, 8, and 2. That's what you want to see from the number 2 overall pick. Jason Tatum, LaMelo Ball, Tari Eason, and Matt Buzzles. We just dominated them. Oh my God, look at the scoreboard. 153 to 98 in a game 1. If that doesn't set the tone for a sweep, I don't know what will, as we once again are going to gentleman sweep. No, 3-2. Okay, 4-2. Now to take on the Chicago Bulls. Who would the Bulls have? Not Zach, not DeMar. Who would the Bulls have that gets them to the Eastern Conference Finals? Ron Holland and Miles Turner? They don't have a single 90. I'm sorry. We're just going to sweep them. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we lose? We're down 2-1 to the Bulls? Wow. Wow. Come on. Okay. We're tied up 2-2 against the Chicago Bulls, who have nobody even remotely as good as we do. And they're just playing well in simulation. Okay, here in the 3rd quarter, close game. 4th quarter, they have a little bit of a lead. We need to win this game. So I'll say if it's close at the 3-minute mark, we'll hop in. But we got a back and forth game here. 5 minutes left. 6-point game, 9-point game, 10-point game, 2 minutes left. 7-point game, 9-point game, 10-point games, 13-point game, 11, 7. Oof, it was close, but we win 119-128. So I'm going to keep simcasting. I'm a little worried about this Chicago Bulls squad. They went up 2-1. They almost took that game 5. Close game here at halftime. Another back and forth game in Chicago. 3rd quarter, they're up a little bit. Up by 6, 7 minutes left. Are we going to get beat by the Bulls? Oh my gosh, get a lead under 3 minutes and I'm hopping in. 2-point game, 5-point game, 6-point game. Oh my gosh, we can't score. 8-point game. We lost. It ain't 2K if it ain't game 7 here in Chicago. What needs to change? Jason Tatum is tired. Get over it. It's the Eastern Conference Finals. Miles Turner is outplaying, what's his face? Mark Williams. Ron Holland is outplaying Brandon Miller. Kobe White is outplaying LaMelo Ball. I mean, okay. It ain't 2K if it ain't game 7. Here we are in Chicago. Lead here. Home team. going into the second quarter with a little lead, going into halftime with about a 20-point lead. No lead is safe in 2K, but we got a 20-point lead here going into the fourth quarter, and I think we will make it back to the finals. It took us 7 games against the lowly Chicago Bulls, but we finally walk away victors. As Shea Schmildish-Schmander West took Conference Finals MVP, LaMelo Ball East took Conference Finals MVP. What a series, what a battle. Lonzo? Nope, LaMelo Ball. Oh, it's Battle of the Ball Brothers, that's why. Who's got the better ball?
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Anyway, rematch against the Thunder. Can we win this time? They haven't changed up their roster at all. We have. Actually, we didn't. As we win game 1. LaMelo Ball 33, 6, 12, 3. Jason Tatum 20. Clay Drew 16. I forgot his name. As for them, Shea was held to 12 points in 11 minutes, had 6 fouls. That's how you get it done. And we only won by 2. Ooh, that's not a good sign, but we do win game 2. Great balanced effort from us. Once again, we win by 1 point. Oh my gosh, these are competitive games. As we're up 3-0 and we're looking to sweep. We get revenge. Oh boy, bad first quarter. But it's okay. Second quarter, we have a lead. Third quarter, we have a lead. Fourth quarter, can we complete the sweep? Can we win our championship? It's a 4-point game, 3 minutes left, 2-point game, 5-point game, 2-point game, 3-point game, 1-point game. You know what? Let's hop in. 119-110. Let's see if we can come from behind, down by 1. 1 minute left. Calling our final timeout. Okay. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being picked up by LaMelo Ball. Chet coming to set a screen. Mark Williams, deep drop coverage. Don't like that. Pulls up, midi, bucket, down by 3. Not great. That was really bad defense. Not what you want to see from the team. But we have Jason Tatum. What can a pick and fade with JT get me? It's going to get me... I'm going to spin. Oh, they're double in. And I don't need Mark Williams standing at the 3-point line. I really don't. 5, 4, 3. This screen's too late. LaMelo pulling up, contested, missed. And that might be the game because we could not execute on offense. And for them, Shea Schmildish-Schmander. Oh my God. LaMelo, what are you doing? Mark, you forgot how to set a screen. But there we go. Mark Williams over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He gets stripped. And that's, you know, if Mark Williams can't shoot a freaking layup because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is just a god, then yeah, we're going to lose games. Frustrating loss. They were just a little bit better than we were. Jason Tatum, 41-9-5, but in a losing effort. Let's see if we can win this gentleman sweeping fashion as we've been doing this entire rebuild back in Charlotte. Charlotte faithful, stand up. We're losing. We're back and forth here in the first quarter. Big first quarter, actually. 40-31. Halftime, we have about a 10-point lead going into the third quarter. We have a 20-point lead, a 30-point lead. We have blown them out. Disappointing loss in game 4, but a 30-point win in game 5 to win the championship. I think that's more than enough, as we're going to hop in with like a minute left, see if I can do some ridiculous alley-oops and call this a video. We scored 154 points. All right, Mark, I'm throwing it up to the big fella, and I blew it. I messed up the timing. Sometimes the timing is like super fast and you have to panic. Sometimes it's really slow and you have to wait. I wish there was some consistency to that, but there isn't. So unfortunately, I'm a failure in this 42-point victory. I apologize. Here we go. We're going to have another chance. You seriously? Right. If you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted, would Mark Williams catch it or just miss? He'd miss. That was the answer. Well, you know what? We walk away victors. 4-1 sweep against the team that beat us last year. We got a Warriors-Cavaliers rivalry for years to come. Shea is distraught as the Charlotte Hornets hoist the Lombardi Trophy. And I'm hoping that they get all the right players. Like Grant Williams doesn't win Finals MVP, you know, that would be great. And look at Jason Tatum coming over, joining as the champion Hornets. And here is the trophy celebration. Mark Williams, the first one to hoist the trophy. That's kind of interesting. There's some bald guy on the team that I don't know who it is, but LaMelo Ball brings a championship to Charlotte alongside Jason Tatum and Clay Drew and Brandon Miller. So we have the number 1 overall pick, Clay Drew. We have the number 4 overall pick in Matt Buzzless. We have the number 3 overall pick in LaMelo Ball, number 3 overall pick in Jason Tatum, and Clay Drew wins NBA Finals MVP. What a conclusion. What a season. Hornets are the champions, and LaMelo Ball wins NBA Finals MVP. The animation was wrong because 2K is a broken game, as per usual. That is going to do it for this one. Really fun team that we built here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.